This right here is going to be a very ironic video, but it's just something I felt like making. About 2 weeks ago, I went into this AT&T store near where I live. I was going in there for a phone upgrade. I previously had an iPhone 13 mini, phone about yay big. It's the perfect size. I loved it. You know, had it for about 4 years. Yeah, about 4 years. Served me well, never had a problem to the very end. But it was time for an upgrade because it was starting to fall apart towards the very end. So I went into the store, upgraded to this 17, iPhone 17, the lighter kind. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like thinner and lighter. It's actually what I'm recording this video on right now. I upgraded this phone. I've had it for a few weeks now. I'm loving this phone as well. Got all my data transferred, haven't had any issues, and yeah, overall, just a good piece of technology. But with that being said, that's the thing. Um, these last few weeks or so, something that's also been popping in my brain is just kind of completely random, but it's also on topic at the same time. It's just crazy to think how there was a time where, you know, nobody had cell phones they carried around the whole time. People weren't in public places scrolling on a device all day long or messaging people all day long. Probably not even talking to people on the phone all day long. I know they had phones back in the day, but people weren't on it like that because they weren't smartphones. You couldn't do like literally everything on it. So for the most part, people, when they were in public settings, like on a train or somewhere, you didn't have, like I said, you didn't have a phone. So a lot of people just sat there, their arms folded just like this, maybe looking out the window, and they would just sit there, like I said, maybe look out the window, maybe look around their environment, all that stuff. And I wasn't really around back in the 70s and 80s before smartphones were like mainstream like that, so I can't really speak on this to the T. But I do have a good feeling, like a pretty good feeling, that if one were to sit there back in the day and look at the different people not being on their phones and stuff, they would see all different kinds of mannerisms, the way people talked to each other, the way people moved, the way people acted, the way people breathed. Is that even a word? I don't know. The way people blinked. Damn near everybody probably had, like, in one way or another, just a different way of, like, mechanically how they did things. I just had a feeling it's like that. So I was on the train on the way back home about a week ago. I just got through calling someone, finished calling them, hung up, put my phone in my pocket because I didn't feel like using it. I just kind of felt like sitting there, like I was talking about, arms folded, looking around at everyone. And everyone talks about it. If you were to look up and look at people in a public setting, everyone's dug in their phones, scrolling, texting, playing games, doing all that shit, right? But I think one thing people don't really talk about that much is like the mechanical mannerisms themselves, like I mentioned. Like a lot of people, or to me at least, seems like a lot of people are just like, walking the same, acting the same, like motion wise. Yeah, just overall mannerisms seems very Sims like, dare I say that. If you never played games before, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But The Sims is basically this thing is like a virtual. I haven't really played it like that, but it's like a virtual world game where you create a character and you live in this fantasy world with a bunch of other characters, the NPCs, and all the NPCs kind of have like a certain movement pattern to them that's kind of the same way. I think that's how it is. Don't quote me on that. But, I was looking up this one day when I was on the train, and it seemed like that in real life. And I don't want to say it creeped me out, but it's just like, you don't really think about that when you're dug into your device. Like how people just have the exact same movements and stuff. And it's not to say that you have to, if you consciously notice that it's like, oh, I need to change myself, or oh, I need to start moving differently. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, I just wonder how that happened. Like, I know we're all humans, so we all walk left leg, right leg, and stuff. But I'm just talking about the way people walk and the way people talk. Like, a lot of it's kind of like the same almost. And I'm not sure if it was like that back in the day. For those of you who were around in the 70s and 80s, maybe you can call my bluff, call my bullshit, tell me I'm wrong. But it's just something that's fascinating to me. So lately, I've been making it a conscious effort to, when I'm in a public setting like a gym, a train, anywhere public, to not be on my cell phone and just look around at people. See how people live their lives. See who makes eye contact. See who doesn't. See how people are mechanically are, like I said, and it's just I just don't really know what to say about it at this point because I've never really thought about it this hard prior to a few weeks ago. It just amazes me. So